great to be here. It's like Texas is like my big tough cousin. I'm a little weedy Englishman, and this is Texas, my cousin. You got a problem? Great to see you all, and thanks for the warm welcome. And in here and in the hotel elevators, coming down the elevators, floor by floor by floor. I think that's a Texan welcome. There was this poor guy with me coming down, and he kept, and then we go to another floor, and then he said, "Who are you?" And just as the door opened, I said, "Death." There's a very confused man walking around the hotel. So anyway, it's great. And even last night, there were people. I went across the road. I thought, well, there's loads of people. I'll have a bit of quiet time. And I went over the road to that. I don't know what the place is. It's sort of like a friendly dungeon. It's like no windows or anything, but lots of friendly people and nice food. And there were a bunch of people that would go, oh, and look at me. And I could tell that they were desperate to come and talk to me, but they were really being respectful. So, and it was like I had, when I was growing up, well, and recently too, I love Springer Spaniels. I don't know if any of you have dogs or whatever. We had a spaniel that when it would see a squirrel, would just go, and so we train it like, no, and do everything we can. The only way our poor dog could stop chasing the squirrel would be to just look and pretend it's not there. And it was like this in the restaurant last night. I'd be sitting and eating, and then I'd look up, and there was like a whole crowd. I'm sure they were checking out what I was eating. See if there was any pickled chips. Anyway, I'll stop talking about myself. It's great to see you all. Thank you so much for your warm welcome. Thanks to Creation Entertainment for inviting me. It's a great privilege. And let's get started, shall we? There seems to be a lot of people here. So, hi.
Good job that you do playing.
Well, thank you. I love her accent. Where are you from?
Tennessee, but my father's from Texas.
Wow, it's so cool. See, I mean, I have a hybrid of all kinds of accents, so when I come... Anyway, I'll try and answer your question. So how did I psych myself up? Well, you know, the role of death in Supernatural is a bit of a gift. And in a way, it doesn't really require a lot of psyching up. It's not like I come in and I go, you know what I mean? It's not like, and I'm not going to do horrible things. Well, I'm going to do them in a nice way. And I'm going to eat food, and I'm going to be very elegant and stuff. So I guess I just play the script, and I play the humor. And you know, when you can have fun doing a part, you can also make it that much more spooky in a way. So that's kind of the way I went about it. Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, is that what we do? Forward. Right. Sorry.
My question is not about Supernatural.
Right.
It's about Orphan Black.
Just so you know, that's a TV series. For those that you don't know, it's pretty popular, and it shoots up in Toronto, which is the city that I live in. I'm not originally from Toronto, but I've been there. I'm very proud Torontonian for about 30 years. So yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering which of the clones you relate to most.
Oh, which of the clones? So it's a show where Tatiana Maslany, who is the lead, plays a great. So I don't know. I think it's got to be Soccer Mom. I think it's pretty well everyone. But again, you know, it's a little bit like I was saying about death. I think the beauty of that character is that it's done with a lot of humor. And when you can play the fun side of a character, you know you've got more room to play with the other music of the character too, right? So that's it. Anyway, I'm glad you like Orphan Black too. Okay, thank you. Hello. Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
I was just wondering, of all the characters that you've played,
Yeah.
how would you rank Death as in your favorite column?
Oh, it's got to be way up there. I'd say like right up there, really. And I'm not just saying that, you know, it's your family. It's like at Christmas when I love you. No, it's, I mean, you know, we do, don't we? We do. And I love playing that. Like, it's one of those gifts of the characters. There's a couple, like, okay, so I've been an actor 35 years, doing a whole bunch of different things. Originally I studied theatre, and I started in the UK. I probably tell from my accent that I come from over the channel, over the ocean. And then I came to Toronto, so I've done a lot of theatre, a lot of film, a lot of television, but I sort of get put into a variety of roles, and they tend to sort of, as I'm getting older, they streamline into weird, very weird, psycho weird, you know, like special effects weird, like all sorts of things. But seriously, I think that Death is great because funnily enough, even though he plays Death, he's actually able to have a lot of human foibles, right? And so enjoying junk food and enjoying the boys and, you know, enjoying company. So I think it's way up there. And another type of character that I've played that I get cast as a lot is a rock and roll guy. And I get, it's, because I sort of look a bit like, you know, Keith Richards, more handsome, cleaner, but Keith Richards, you know, sort of type of man. Sort of guy. So that's up there too. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, that's staring.
Oh, that's staring at your face. Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask what your favorite junk food is personally.
Personally, well, like I said, I grew up in England, and the favorite, the delicacy of choice is chip butties. Anybody, you know what I mean by chip butty? Yeah, you obviously do. So it's chips, or fried potatoes, as you guys call them. Lots of salt, lots of malt vinegar, lots of grease, and then you get a couple of slices of Wonder Bread. There's got to be like fluffy white Wonder Bread. Slabs of butter. Butter. That's one of the words I can never, because I'm English and I say butter. Butter. How do you say it? How do Texans say butter? Butter. Okay. So anyway, so that is the essence of a chip butty. And if you really want to be kind of exotic, you get some Daddy's sauce or HP sauce, and you put tons and tons of that. And that's my personal favorite junk food. Thank you. Thanks very much. Hi. Okay, it's going to sound really corny, but here goes. The fans! And you know why? It's because it's such a loyal fan base, and so educated about the show, knows so much, and is passionate about it. And it's just such a cool thing for me to have sort of learned through doing, this is about my 4th or 5th convention, what the interaction is between the fans and the show, and how amazing it is that you can have a feedback, a direct feedback, you know, and so this is unique in that regard, and I've never experienced anything like it. So for me, that's the biggest, most positive aspect of it. As well as it being a good show. I mean, you know, you're lucky to run a good show. And as an actor over 35 years, you're turkeys. Turkey. I'm going to keep practicing. Tonight I'm going to try my Texan accent. Okay, next question.
Hi, I was reading about your relationship.
Well, it's my relationship with the other three horsemen. It's kind of... I'm the toughest. I'm like Texas. I'm tough when it comes to the others. You know, they don't mess with me. So I haven't honestly given it a lot of thought, but what I will do is I'll tell you a secret, just between me and you, a few other people that might be listening. I actually auditioned for Pestilence. I put myself on tape, and you know, you luck into parts in all kinds of weird and wonderful ways. And I remember a long, long time before I actually shot the scene in the pizza parlor with Death, that I put myself on tape for the show in Vancouver that I'd never heard of. And my agent said, "Oh yeah, you're playing Horseman of the Apocalypse, I think. It's like Pestilence or something." And I did it, and I thought, oh, this is interesting, and it was really well written, and I put myself on tape, and I heard nothing about it. And then a little while later, then I got offered the role of Death. So there you go. Anyway, they're my co-workers, I guess you can say. Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be. I'm taking. I waffle a lot, so I'll try and be quicker, more to the point, so that I get through it. Hi.
The question is, you've been on Urban Legend, you've been on X-Men, you've been on basically every scary movie possible. What use of your kind? What's it like to be the badass of scary movies?
You know, it's funny. Horror movies and scary movies, they're actually the funnest sets often, because there's nobody really trying to look cuter than everybody else. There's no kind of like everybody is kind of, they know what they're doing. It's a genre thing, and everybody's really well educated about that genre, whether it's a horror flick, whether it's sci-fi. And there's always a guy like me who has a very specific look, will often be in the middle of a bunch of special effects. And so, you know, for Urban Legend, the story that you're talking about, the movie that you're talking about, I put, just for you that don't know it, I'm one of 3 hillbilly cannibals. That's what they're called anyway, it's not good. So I've got 2 brothers, one's 7'2", the other one's 6'8", and then there's me. And then I had about 4 hours of prosthetics, and then with a shoulder and eye contacts and a whole bunch of stuff, and then I had to swing through branches and run after our heroes, chuckling, which was kind of fun. But I really got to know the special effects guys and the amount of work and precision that they exercised in their craft. And it was amazing. And so for 4 hours, I'm listening to guys meticulously put on dimples and things on my face and know how important it is. And it was a real education for me that the actor, even though the actors are the people that you guys see, we're just the tip of the iceberg. You know, underneath us is this incredible amount of support and skill and technology, really. And so, I've forgotten even what the question was. But I think that's, in a roundabout way, answered your question. Thank you. Thanks very much. Wow, it's really cool when, you know, we're here because we all are supernatural, but it's also, as an actor, it's really cool when fans know your body of work too, because that's sort of like, oh, they noticed me. Hi.
Hi there. First off, I was one of the ones that was at the elevator that was totally freaking out. Me and my friend.
Right.
But when will there be, if ever, will there be Supernatural in New Orleans? Because I just kind of would love to see them pile up down the streets of Bourbon, hex bags, voodoo, you, I mean, come on.
You're right. Well, maybe. I don't know what the choices are, but let's try and make it happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
know that New Orleans is a great city, and all the best to you. Hi.
Hello there. I was just wondering, there was a story that Jensen tells on set, the first time you were on set and y'all had a scene together,
Right.
that he was absolutely terrified of you before they could yell action.
Oh.
I
I wish I'd known that.
was just going to ask you if it was really fun to just walk off stage and go.
No, well, you know, again, somebody earlier asked me, you know, what it's like to psych myself to play death. Well, really, it's about that thing I said about the actors being the tip of the iceberg. Well, for me to portray death, it means that everybody else has to really react to me as if I'm the scariest thing they've ever seen. And so Jensen, I mean, to his credit, that first scene that we had together really played that. I guess he really was. Somebody said something. Don't mess with this guy. And the only thing that I remember from that first encounter is how smart Jensen was. And he would be very careful about how many slices of pizza he would eat, whereas of course I would go, lovely. And then take 2. Take 3. Oh God. Whereas Jensen was really smart. He'd already been around for 5 seasons at that point. He knew exactly, no, I just take a little bit there and put it in my mouth. So that was my big memory of that. But no, he was great. And it's a privilege for me as a supporting actor to come in, or as a character, to come into a set where you've got a big scene with one of the leads, and the leads really help make your character. And it doesn't always happen, but certainly Supernatural, with both Jensen and Jared, they're terrific. So they've really helped build my character too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know that you played a various amount of roles in Long Term, Superman, X-Men. So when did you feel your roles intimidating? Besides that.
I guess I'm getting old, because now I'm playing these parts where I tend to be like the head poobah. Go! Go! And you know, like in Superman, in Man of Steel, it's something like that, but it's kind of Krypton, and it's kind of go. And then I did another film this summer. I was at the convention in New Jersey, and I was telling people, somebody asked me about what I was doing in Northern Ontario, and I was shooting this film. And right in the middle of this show, I realized this is the same scene as Man of Steel, except everybody's dressed as Puritans, and I'm banishing the head of the villain. Go! It wasn't exactly the same lines, but it was very, very similar. So I'm finding that I'm sort of playing these kind of parts a lot more now, but hey, that's fine. And nobody's more powerful than death. So, hello. Hi.
My question is, how does your appetite compare to
Well, even though I'm skinny. Oh, by the way, do you like my shirt? I drive my wife crazy because I eat a lot, and it just seems, it doesn't put on any weight. So I have a huge appetite. I eat lots. I'm originally English, so I eat all the wrong things, and much to my wife's disgust, I don't seem to put on any weight. It's just it's because I get excited. And I have to. I'm actually on best behavior right now. I've come on, and I'm like my dog. Except when my dog has to look this way, I'm keeping my arms down. I'm being very strange. But my problem is that I get involved in what I'm saying, and I probably burn 1,000 calories in a sentence. So it's fun for me to play someone like Death, who really is very relaxed and doesn't care much. It's actually not really that much like me. It's just me trying to be like I'd like to be in real life, but I'm not. Anyway, thank you. Hello. Hi.
I was just wondering what you tell your friends. Like, oh, my daddy's dead.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're right, it is funny. Now my kids are grown up, my kids are 22 and 26, so they're getting a bit old, but my daughter, who helps me, she helps me do things like tweet. She's brought me up to the modern world. She said, you better tweet that. So I started to do that, and I know there are people that follow me, and it's really exciting. I got another follower! Except I'll sit at home and I'm sort of looking at, very often I have a laptop, you know, one finger press. And then my daughter is there and she's looking at all kinds of things and I hear her go, carry on. And then, carry on. Just carrying on. And then, what is it? What's the matter? And she says, Vanessa says hi to death. She's turning away. So everybody keeps talking. They know that I'm in the room with her and they keep wanting to talk to me. She really doesn't like that. She really, and they think it's very cute that her dad is deaf. So now she's in her 20s and that's funny. But there were times when some of the horror films that I've done, yeah, there were definitely ones that I couldn't let them see. There was only one scene ever in a movie that really upset my daughter, and that was in a thing called The Time Shifters, which was, I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, it's Time Shifters. It was, it was a really interesting movie of the week, Casper Van Dien, and a bunch of people. Anyway, I was a time traveler, and in the end, I die in a train, and I scream. So I thought it's a pretty good death. You know, death. That's a theme. And my daughter happened to be in the room and it really took her out. She really didn't like it. But that's about the only time. And they always like coming on film sets. Even if there's, you know, severed bodies and blood and stuff around. His craft table over here. And then my son is like shoveling his face in gore. He's just got killed in the bathtub over there. Oh yeah. Really love it. It's cool now. It's cool that that's an actor. Thanks.
Earlier you were talking about suspense in theater.
Yep.
And currently I'm studying theater at my high school.
Great.
And I was just wondering if you ever suffered from stage fright and how you overcame it. Kind of a problem.
Yeah, I do. I get nervous. I was nervous coming on stage. Seriously, I think it's part of all of us when we perform. But I think that if you can take that nervousness, you can use it as an energy and a fuel to keep you going. We're all human. We all are embarrassed. I'm not one of those guys that in a bar, you know, there's always one person that can tell jokes and is the center of attention. So not me at all. And in fact, in many ways, I am an actor because I think that it gives me permission to do the stuff that I'm not brave enough to do in real life. And that's honestly the case. I'm the middle, I've got two brothers, I'm the middle one. And in many ways, you know, my younger brother and my older brother seem much more interesting than me. But when I act, I get to do really cool things and I get to kind of become somebody else. And it's almost like I've been given permission to be crazy. But I'm not really crazy, you know what I mean? So I would say that most actors, if you talk to them, even though they come off as very brash and confident, they are insecure, and that's part of who they are, and that's a very important part, because when we're like that, we really do understand our place in the world, and we've got something to offer other people. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck to everyone. You know, of course, I always encourage people to follow their hearts, and if somebody is an aspiring actor, that's great, and I just say go, go, go for it. But it's tough. It's a tough business, and I would never say, oh, it's so great, it's so easy. And as you get older, and as I say, I've been working for 35 years, it doesn't get easier. You just get more used to the ups and downs of it. Anyway, that's it. And we know also, we've seen the tragedy of very successful people in the last year. At least 2 great actors have gone. And you know, it's an ongoing issue for actors and all of us too. So, Okay, yeah.
I thought that scene, like when he first arrives, was one of the most brilliant, beautiful arrivals of any fight. Did you watch yourself when you first arrived on Superhouse? Did you watch that scene?
I didn't see it until it was all fully cut together, and I was amazed.
Well, yeah, I was wanting to know your opinion about that.
Oh, and well, you know, for me, the music was the thing that did it. What a gift, right? What, I mean, really, it became like an amazing rock video or something. Oh, God,
Yeah,
that's
there's music video
fantastic.
stuff, you see it, and it's just, I mean, every time you hear that song, you think of you and that Cadillac coming out.
Yeah. And it's very cleverly put together too. It's cut, and then it goes slow motion, and then it goes slightly faster forward. Like lots of liberties are taken with it because they've got that amazing music. And I think it just adds to the strength of the piece. And that was a real gift for me. And how can you lose when you get introduced like that? Yeah, thank you. Hello.
My name is Renee.
Hi, Renee.
And I've noticed, when Deb first meets Dean,
Yeah.
he seems to have kind of a soft spot for Dean. And I was just wondering what you thought spurs that or makes him have that soft spot for Dean.
I agree with you completely, a soft spot. I feel like with Dean, I'm like his kind of uncle, you know, his uncle that's just going to teach him a thing or two and he doesn't mind his words. And give him a little flick around the ear. It's very fond of him. And also gets a bit of a kind of a kick out of the scrapes that he finds himself in. There's something like that, and I think again, why the character of Death is such a good one to play as an actor is that it's got all those elements. So he's not just powerful, he has all these human foibles, like he likes junk food and he's got a bit of a sense of humor, but he actually likes people, and he likes Dean particularly. I mean, he likes Sam too, but a lot of his scenes are with Dean. And there's a kind of a really good relationship, I think, and Jensen plays it too. Like sometimes, like the third time that we worked together, I was thinking, he's being cheeky. He really is being cheeky.
Thank you so much, Julian.
Thank you very much. Seafood. Or something, I would imagine. It's funny, like I get the impression that, yeah, literally he's having a day at the beach. Yeah. It was a fun episode too. Yeah. Thank you. Getting short. We're running out of people.
My question is sort of about the Death and Dean relationship as well. It seems that whenever Death is around, it's sort of a catalyst for a learning experience for him.
Right.
And an influence on Dean. I'm wondering what you think the influence might be for Dean and Dean. Death's influence on Dean.
What's the last bit for Dean?
To influence Dean and Dean.
Demon? Oh, I see what you mean, to influence Demon. I sort of look at them as one and the same, and I don't, that's a good question. I don't know. From my perspective, playing Death, I'm so far up above everything that it's kind of amusing to see them switching, the angels, demons, and all the different sort of cycles of things that are going on. So I think they're one and the same, and I think that if anything, it's just, I think the biggest kick that I get out of it is to see him get his comeuppance. And he just gets a little too cocky from time to time. A little bit too sure of himself, and it's just to tug the rug from underneath him. So I think that's the biggest quality. I love your accent. Well, now you're from Australia or New Zealand? Australia? Yeah. I'm very careful because Yeah, I once said to a Kiwi, to a New Zealander, said, "Oh, so from your Australia, New Zealand." Thank you very much. And I can't really hear quite the difference. But hi, did you come all the way?
Just please, yes.
Fantastic! Isn't that wonderful? Very welcome.
Really gross, and when you're eating it in front of the camera, what's the grossest thing you've ever had to eat in your experience?
Well, actually, it's nothing in Supernatural. It wasn't too bad in Supernatural. Like I said, I'm English and I like crappy food. So I didn't have it. It's just I ate too much of it. Like the pizza was just way too much. But it was fine. The worst ever was when I was in my 20s, long ago. I did an ad, a commercial on TV for crackers, snacking crackers. And they're the driest, saltiest thing ever. And after about 3 or 4, you know, if you just go, lovely, lovely, yum, 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 dry crackers, you can't do it. I think there must have been about 100 takes of this thing. And it was like, you know, I was screaming for water because I was drying, so that was the worst experience. Dry, saltine crackers were the worst experience ever. Thank you. Hi.
I was just wondering, Dean dies like 100 times in Mystery Spot, and I was wondering if Death was aware of that situation, since he's not powerfully real and what about that.
I get the feeling that he's just going, they're just messing around. Just gotta, you know, just, if you're gonna really die, talk to me. And you know, people have asked me also about when I appear for Sam, and I'm there to take it away. I think that's a very interesting kind of crisis because Death doesn't appear that much. And I think whenever Death does appear, the stakes get raised much, much higher, right? So I think he ignores all the mini deaths, but it's when there's a major thing going on. He's going to be around. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Serena.
Hi.
I have actually 2 questions, if I might.
All right. Let's see.
First one is, what did you have to do to become that, to get a role of that? I'm sure there were lots.
Well, I can answer that quickly because I said earlier that I auditioned actually for, I put myself on a tape, sent it to the producers, and I actually auditioned as Pestilence. And then I got cast as Death. So,
what did they see in you that made them think that, okay, you can be good for a Death?
Suave, sophisticated, I'm speechless. I don't know. I was the right fit, I guess.
Okay, second question is, what would you do if you would actually become a Death for one day? In real life?
Who would I visit?
Not me, I hope.
No. There's a Canadian singer north of the border. I'm sure you've all heard him. I'm not mentioning any names. But that might be him. And he doesn't live far away from me either. Just a couple of hours away. So that's about the best I can do. But it might be a service to humanity.
I just had a question. In one of the episodes, you say that eventually you will reach God as well. And there are multiple fan theories I know where they think people within the show, like Chuck, or I know Tumblr theory, like people think Crowley is God. I was just wondering if you had any theories, if they were, sorry, theories. But if you had any ideas or theories of who you think within the show is God.
Oh wow. Okay, this is what I love about conventions. People ask a question and I go, oh my God. I hadn't even thought about that, but no, it's great. Wow. Who could be God? Osric Chow. I mean, have you seen the way he's dressed today? Oh my God. Yeah, so I don't know, that would be my, right off the top of my head. I think he'd be a cute god. Okay, thanks. Hi.
Hello. So the episode where Husband's appears for the first time and sneezes on that clerk and actual stuff comes out. The detail was incredible. You saw the affected robbers in it.
Yeah.
And I actually dry heaved when I saw it. So my question goes back to talking about special effects. Was there ever a moment when you're on stage that the special effects were so good that it even squeaked you a bit? Or
not really, honestly, not really, because you're so worried about making it work. If you know, it's like doing a magic trick, right? You have a bunch of stuff, and I mean, we'll often call a special effect a gag, and it is literally like selling a gag, you know, making sure that it looks like somebody's landed a punch or somebody's head has been set.
About Death and his relationship with Reaper Tessa.
Oh yeah.
You know what happened in season 9 when she
Yeah.
revealed the Reaper for hire and being killing her? How he's going to react if it comes out with this, if it turns,
He's going to be pissed off. Because I like Tessa. I do too. And I like the girls in the show. I just want to say that. I've said it before, and I like the sheriff too. So, but yes, I'm going to be mightily disappointed, I think. Hi.
Hello. My question is also to Tessa. I wasn't quite sure maybe it was a interpretation on my part, but I thought in that episode they were basically saying that the Reapers were actually kind of like individuals in themselves, and that's why they couldn't reach the veil. They couldn't reach evidence that they were frustrated about that. So what is the reaction to thinking of three types of hate?
Well, again, I'm deaf. I'm above it all. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid interpretation. In the limited time we have left, I can't really explain it, but I think it's very cool that we exist in a world where it's beginning to get more and more complicated, and there's more options for characters and for not just individuals, but entire angels, demons, reapers. Like it's, we don't know where we're headed, do we? Oh, so, okay, I can't really answer you, but thank you. We're just winding up, so we're okay that side, so we got one more. Hello?
So, on the subject of the last question, is how revealed that the Reapers are in fact an angel. What do you think Death's relationship with those Reapers would be? Shouldn't they be humans?
I think so. And I'm going to tell him that! Yeah, we don't know, we'll see, but yeah, I agree. And obviously Death is the head poobah. Go! We're good at being head poobahs. So I can just imagine there'll be a whole load of Reapers here. Go! Anyway, we'll see. Everybody, is that it? Am I done? Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.